I don't even know whether I got the whole, all of a sudden that wasn't working. Okay, let's talk about multiplying two binomials, because at this point all I've done is I've done a monomial times a binomial. Okay, and then I've done, I've added them, I've subtracted them. So let's look at this. Actually, we'll start out without that. Okay, I am multiplying two binomials together, right? Does this term mean anything to you? Okay, that's what I'm going to use. If I have two binomials, I'm going to use FOIL. What does the F stand for? First, okay. First, okay. So when I say first, I mean that times that. The first term in both of those binomials. So what's 2x times 4x? 8x squared. Okay, don't forget the squared because you have a negative, you have a x times an x. Okay, what does O stand for? Outside. So it's that times that. The outside terms. 2x times negative 2x, what does that give me? A negative 4x. Okay, how about the I? Inside. Oops. So the inside terms, which is going to give me a positive 4x, right? And what does the L stand for? Last. The last terms in both, which is going to give me a negative 2. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, you're going to be able to combine these two terms together. Okay? So you're going to have a negative 4x and a positive 4x. So that gives me 0, doesn't it? So my answer here is 8x squared minus 2. Now, eventually, I want you to get to the part that you're combining these in your head. So in other words, you go straight from here to here. Okay, now you don't have to get there soon, but eventually that will be a positive move direction in your math education. Okay, so you're going to do the outside and inside most likely in your head eventually. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Do that one. Throw in some variables here with some exponents. Yes, no, maybe? And of course, none of those can be combined. I couldn't put my outside and inside together because this is cubed and this is squared, so I can't combine them. Okay? All right, what if you have something like this? That does not, okay? I want to be clear on this. This does not equal that. Don't do that. Don't square this and square this. This is a binomial. The only time that you can do that is if I have a monomial. Okay, when I have a monomial, I apply that squared on each thing. This is different. This is a binomial, different rule. So what that literally means is 2b plus 7 times 2b plus 7. Now I'm using FOIL on it. Okay, now I have a binomial times a binomial. So I have 4b squared. If I do outside, I have 14b. If I do inside, I have 14b. And last is going to give me 49. So I can combine outside and inside. So I have 4b squared plus 28b plus 49, right? All right, let's say I don't have a binomial times a binomial.
What if it's cubed?
If it's cubed, you got to do it 3 times. You got to do the 2 binomials, okay? So you can only do 2 things at a time. So you do FOIL, and then you do what I'm about to show you, okay? So let's say I have 2x plus 4 times 4x squared minus 10x plus 4. Okay? Can't do FOIL on this. This is a binomial times a trinomial. This is what I would end up having if I had had it cubed, something like this. So what I have to do with this is I have to do distributive property. Okay, and distributive property works in the place of FOIL, by the way, but FOIL is just a fun way to do it. So first I'm going to take that 2x and I'm going to distribute it to everything. So I'm going to go 2x times 4x squared is going to give me 8x cubed minus, then I'm going to do it times that, 20x squared. Then I'm going to do it times that. Okay, you with me so far? Then I turn around and I do the 4. Okay? So, and I carry, like if that was minus 4, I would do a negative 4 times everything. So I have 16x squared minus 40x plus 16. Okay, you with me? Now I got to go back and combine like terms. Okay, but I'm going to start, I only have one that's to the 3rd power. So I'm going to go 8x cubed. Then I'm done with it. Then I have a negative 20x squared and a positive 16x squared. That's minus 4x squared, or you can say plus a negative 4x squared if you want. Then I have an 8x minus 40x, which is a negative 32x. And then I have the poor little 16 that can't be combined with anything. And that's it. Okay, that's my answer. Now you're going, that doesn't really get me very far, but you actually have done the math on it. Okay? Let me give you one of these to try. Okay? Now it really doesn't matter if the binomial's behind it or in front of it. I tend to write mine with a binomial in front of it every time because it's just easier for me to see when I put the two terms in front and then the 3 terms. Guys, you can multiply 5 terms times 5 terms the same way, where you distribute each term of the first one with the terms of the second one. All right. So go ahead and let's do this problem out. And I'm going to write it with the binomial behind it because occasionally they do that to you. But like I said, you can change the order. Okay, go ahead and do that. And I'll do it up here while you're doing it there. Did you get it? Okay, make sure you get it, and then you can, start working on your homework assignment. Now, on the top part of this homework assignment, they're asking if it's a polynomial. For it to be a polynomial, I cannot have a square root. I can't have a variable underneath the square root, and I also cannot have the variable on the bottom of a fraction. Okay, that's two things that take away the concept that it's a polynomial. Okay, and you will also have a quiz tomorrow on the stuff that we just did, which obviously Vivian, that gets you out, but I might just give you the quiz assignment and have you turn it in to me.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see.